And welcome back to Hannity. So after taking millions and millions of dollars from countries and regimes that treat women and children and religious minorities and gay people horribly, well, the AP has now reported tonight that the Clinton Foundation will no longer accept donations from foreign governments and corporations if Hillary Clinton wins the White House. Otherwise, she'll keep taking money from Saudi Arabia. Here now with reaction, Donald Trump's brand new campaign manager, our friend Kellyanne Conway. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
We've been friends a long time. I know how hard you've been working on the campaign. All right. Hillary Clinton claims a monopoly for gay and lesbian rights.
That's right.
She's the champion of women, glass ceiling, the whole bit. All right, so Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Kuwait, all these countries that practice Sharia, women in Saudi Arabia can't drive. They're told by men how to dress. They have to get a man's permission to go to school or work. We know that they can't leave the house without a male relative. Gays and lesbians are executed in Saudi Arabia, can be executed. You can't build a temple and you can't build a Christian church. She takes up to $25 million for the foundation, $10 million for the library. Excuse me, and never criticizes them. How can you be the champion and take that money?
That was a fabulous recitation of Hillary Clinton's crooked, rigged, corrupt, hypocritical way of doing things. But I have one answer for you. Money. Follow the money with these people. They're low-class grifters and gifters at every turn, whether it's the money they make giving speeches, whether it's to pay for play at the State Department, whether it's what you just showed, which is they actually have the audacity to release a statement saying,
only if we win.
She's elected, right?
Only if we win, it's wrong.
We'll actually do the right thing. What she doesn't realize is this is part of the reason, Sean, that 11% of Americans, according to the new NBC poll, say she's honest and trustworthy. 11%, think about that. 11% to me is very similar to Mitt Romney's 18% cares about people like me, to Obama's 81%. Why? Why is that relevant? Because if it's 11%, a plurality, if not a majority, of your own party's voters agree with that. So
let me ask you, you come in, I think Donald Trump this week had his best week since the convention. Zogby and Rasmussen have a 2-point race.
Right.
It's 0.6 in the LA Times. Pew had him down 4, but a lot better than it was. What do you think is different? Because I have my own thoughts.
I see a few different things. One is that he really enjoys pivoting to policy. All these people giving him advice privately and publicly, you must pivot. They really are talking stylistically. The pivot should be substantive. If Hillary Clinton is going to talk about Donald Trump, we're going to talk about the issues. What do you think is going to help create jobs?
By the way, you're the new campaign manager, and wait a minute, you're a woman the last time I checked, and we've been friends for 20 years.
We have been a woman the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. That's
well,
amazing.
I did want to make the point to you that you actually, because it's very sad the way women are treated in those countries where the Clintons have profited enormously.
She's never criticized these countries.
She doesn't criticize them, but I'd like to point out that's her view of women around the world. Donald Trump's view of women is he just promoted a woman to be his campaign manager. First, I'm told, first campaign manager for a Republican presidential candidate.
Isn't this just expanding out the campaign? I'm reading the media, and you've been working on the campaign, and I know Bannon has been, I guess, to a certain extent, you know, helping. And to me, Paul Manafort's still in his position, so why are they saying a shakeup? Is this a shakeup?
It makes for great headlines, I guess, and clickbait, but I've made very clear for the last 2 days, Sean, that this is an expansion at a very busy time. We have 12 weeks to go, and when it comes to personnel in the winding days of a campaign, more is more.
Exactly.
And there's so much to do. You know, we need to coordinate with our data operation, our field staff, our ground game, our comms, our digital.
Let me ask you this.
Great people working over there.
He gave 2 speeches.
Yes.
This is what I think is the secret sauce.
Yes.
He only talked about Hillary and Obama. He was on prompter. I like him on prompter myself, my own personal preference. But he stayed on a very powerful Donald Trump message. It was totally him. And he made very powerful points. But he outlined the failures and offered solutions.
There you go. So you're going to see that in our new ads. We have our first 2 television ads going up. They'll be in rotation this weekend and next week, Sean, in 5 of the swing states. And you're going to see in those ads her vision and his vision on a couple different issues. That's really the way to play this. This is a very simple election if you boil it down.
I agree. Listen,
you know, it's change, it's choice, it's more the same.
Supreme Court, energy. It's immigration, the wall. It's rebuilding the military or not. Education, top-down, or goes back to the states. Protecting the Second Amendment. You can say radical Islam. You repeal Obamacare or not, right?
And what makes it so simple, Sean, is that they are so different on the issues. And so what you'll see from Mr. Trump, what you saw this week from him, is we're talking about fighting radical Islamic terrorism. He got very specific. He basically said, look, ISIS and its predecessors have murdered 33,000 people since 2003. But the birth and growth of ISIS happened on Obama and Clinton's watch. Basically, 2013, 80% of those 33,000 kills has happened in the last 3 years alone. And he gave us solutions. She wants to refer to them as our determined enemies. He refers to them as terrorists.
If I would argue he found the secret sauce, and he is still Trump being Trump.
He absolutely is. That's the point here. You have to be authentic. People know if you're not being yourself. Look at what happens every time Hillary Clinton tries to be something she's not.
That's hilarious. I know. I'm going to be funny and happy.
But where's her pivot on substance? Let's have a serious conversation.
Yeah, well, she talks about
Obamacare. She needs to own the $1 billion in losses in 30 states that lost their United Healthcare. Aetna this week, $430 million.
We got to run.
Obamacare, own it.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I've known you for a long time. Well deserved.